Good afternoon, this is Peggy Smedley with Connected World magazine, and I'm with Chad Curry from the Center of Realtor Technology for the National Association of Realtors. That's a long title, Chad.
So we're done, right?
No. We're glad you're here today. That's really interesting that you guys are involved in the Internet of Things. I have to ask, why would an association like that be involved, and why do people care about the Internet of Things today?
That's a great question. So our members interface with consumers, homeowners, buyers, and sellers who are using these devices in their homes. And these devices are about quality of life. And so our intent is to educate our members on the value of these devices and what they'll mean as amenities. So for instance, granite countertops are a big thing for homes currently. But we think these devices, air quality, light quality, temperature, humidity, those things will tell you a very good picture of the home, give you a good picture of that home. And we think that having that information can help members be a better resource for homeowners and help them think about how they're living in those homes and how to improve their quality of life overall.
When you say quality of life, and the average consumer, or we talk citizen when we're thinking about the city of Chicago and the Midwest in general, is that becoming something that's truly important now, or is it something we're talking about 5, 7, 10 years from now when we're thinking about the Internet of Things as Midwesterners think about these things?
Well, currently here in the Midwest, we have a data provider, an MLS called MRED, and they have green fields that are being listed within the MLS. Utilities are also working on how to get that data into the MLSs. So having it at the source, having the energy usage at the source and the air quality and light quality. So for instance, if you have for air quality, you have a son who has asthma or a daughter who has asthma, it's very important to that homeowner to think about what particulates are in the air. And so these devices can help them make better decisions about the type of floor coverings they have or the paints they use. That data speaks for itself. So we think those devices are definitely going to help.
Are we having more consumers that are interested in climate control,
Yes.
having a better energy footprint, so to speak? Is that what you have more of you're talking about as well?
Yeah, so we released a home buyers and sellers report, our research group did at NAR, and 86% of buyers are somewhat think that energy usage, heating and cooling, is somewhat important. So they're focused on that, and they're asking questions about how best to do that. And with these devices that are rather inexpensive now, things like the Honeywell Lyric or the Nest thermostat or the Ecobee being prevalent, it makes that conversation much more important for that homeowner and for the realtor.
So is this why an association like yours would join an IoT council and continue to want to be a part of what we're trying to do in building this community and what the city of Chicago is trying to do in general?
You're absolutely right. And the way I would phrase it, Peggy, is, you think Alvin Toffler, who's a futurist, wrote a book called The Third Wave, where he talks about the 3 types of society: agricultural, industrial, and information age, and how we're currently in that information age. Chicago is the hub for agricultural and industrial, so why wouldn't it be the hub for the information and the IoT, right? And this would be the center point for all of that.
Looking forward, where do you see where consumers are going to go with all these connected devices?
Well, I think there's going to be some trepidation with security and privacy being things to think about, and those are things we're very concerned about, and we're working with groups like Build It Securely to talk about those and get those issues promoted to device manufacturers. But I also think they're going to see tremendous value. I think that once they have data that can tell them how best to use that home, because the home is a living, breathing thing, we just don't have a central nervous system for it built out yet, but that's what these devices do. They give you an organic sense of that home and that property.
Well, thank you for being with us today. This is really interesting to hear more about how our lives are going to be improved as we look to the Internet of Things.
Thank you, Peggy.